Hello Office class. In this lesson we will once again continue with Excel and learn about some formatting features, renaming a worksheet, some more formulas, and maybe even some graphing. We'll also take a look at how to calculate a percent. So the worksheet that we have here before you is the one that you are going to create. So when you're finished, you're going to have something that looks like that, and then we will go ahead and start putting numbers in. So for those of you who maybe are familiar with some of the formatting techniques already, you can go ahead and pause the video at this point and go ahead and create this worksheet the way it looks here. And I will tell you, for those of you that are going to do that, that the column width here is 15. 15. And the other feature to look at here is that these two cells here have been merged. So if you think you're comfortable with that, you can go ahead and pause and continue on. Otherwise, the rest of us are going to work together to create this. So I'm going to go ahead and set up my window here. And then I'll set up another view here so that this would be your work over here on a blank sheet. So if you don't already have Excel opened up, go ahead and do that. Pause the video, get Excel opened up, save it to either your Dropbox or put it in the thought space on your computer, and then come on back to the video and we will continue. Step number one, we want to put this information right here. Now, if you don't want to use all caps, capitalization here, you don't have to, but I'm going to. So you press the caps lock on your keyboard. And in cell A1, we will put Concession Stand and Calculating Revenue. If at any time I'm going too fast, just go ahead and pause the video and catch up. Next, what you'll want to do is put your name and the date. But to do that, we want to merge some cells. So to merge cells, that means we want to combine this one, and this one into one cell. Right now it's 3 individual cells. So here's how you do that. Point to cell A2 and select the range of cells that is A2 through C2. So you should have 3 cells selected. Alignment. And this is from the Home main menu. Alignment. Format cells. Alignment. Merge cells. Select that box. And now those 3 cells have become 1 cell. And I will repeat that for you. From the Home main menu, Alignment, make sure Merge Cells is clicked, click OK. And so now you can go ahead and type your name and the date. And enter that information. Then come on down to A6 and product, price, quantity, and then the way we're going to handle this is we're going to put revenue, total sales. Put that in 3 different locations. And we'll take a rest there and let you enter that information. First one was product. Next up is price. quantity, and then revenue in D4, the word total in D5, and sales in D6. And then our last one is E, percent of, and then sales in E6. So in E5, percent of, and then drop down to E6 and put in sales. Now, it doesn't look very nice because our text is running over into the adjacent cells or the adjacent columns. So what we need to do is change the column width. And here is how you change column width. You can be selected anywhere in a particular column. Here we're going to be in column A. From the home menu, cells, format, column width. Currently at 8.43, let's make it 15. Move over to the next column, do the same thing. Format, column width, 15. Now there are some shortcuts we can do, but we're not going to do that yet because we want to get some practice in memorizing how to utilize the main menu and some of these sub-menu commands. Format, column width, change that to 15. Notice you don't have to delete that which was there previous. It comes up and it's prompting you to go ahead and key in a new number. And I'm going to go ahead and make this a little larger here for now. Home. Now notice that because I have widened my window here, menu's just looking a little bit different. So you can go ahead and there it is right there, format, column width, and 15. So that's looking a little nicer. Now we can see here on the one we're trying to create here, these are actually in the center of the column. So that's what we'll be doing next. Oh, looks like we forgot one here, didn't we? Format, column width, 15. So every one of those is now 15. Now the next thing we will want to do is put everything in the center. So what we can do is select the range from A4 all the way to E6. And our alignment tools are right here. And now everything is in the center. Once again, that was select this range from the main menu, home, the alignment tools, and you have put everything on the left, put it in the center, put it over on the right. We're going to put it right there in the center. Remember, if at any time you need to pause and take a look at it and practice, slow down, or rewind, you go ahead and do that. Or call me over for some assistance. So let's see what we have to do now. Oh, we have a border underneath these headings. So to put a border under a cell, click on the cell. And come on up here and look for the border tool. Borders, lots of different ways to put borders on cells. And the one we want is the bottom border. Just like that. Now you can also do this by selecting all the cells that you want to put a border under and do more than one at a time. Like that. So if you wanted to, if we could undo all of that. We could simply select all of this and click the border tool. Bottom border. So we've got a concession stand here, typical of what we might have at one of our football games or a basketball game. We are going to sell some products and hopefully make some money. And what we want to do is calculate the sales revenue, the money that comes in from selling items. And then we'll also calculate some percentages and maybe even do a simple column graph. So let's see what's up next here. Oh, all the products that we hope to sell. So what you can do at this point is you could either pause the video at this location, go ahead and type these in, or you can type them in as I type them in. Got some interesting formatting going on here I'm going to have to fix. So I want to make sure that all of this is on the left side here. That probably won't happen on yours. And drinks. So if I went a little too fast on there, just pause it and then come on back after you get that taken care of. Let's go ahead and put some prices in. Prices that we are going to sell these items for. Hot dogs will be $2. Don't worry about dollar signs. We'll take care of that in a minute. Nachos. Let's sell those for $2.75. Potatoes. $3.25. Hamburgers. $4. Cookies. We'll sell those cookies, big cookies, $1.50 each. Chips, $1.25. And then a variety of candy that we will sell for 75 cents each, 0.75. And drinks are going to be, let's do those for $1.75. See if we can't make some money here. So we just have right now what we call general formatting. And once again, I'll go ahead and pause here and let you type that information in. I tend to go a little bit fast here. I got to force myself to slow down some. So if you need to pause it, go ahead and get those values keyed in. Now, once you have that done, notice that our formatting here, we don't know what it is. We don't know other than it says price here, so we probably want to have a dollar sign because right now the formatting of these values is what we call a general formatting. Here's our little number window. Let me expand my window again. Number. General. And so there's lots of different types of formats for numbers. And so you will see that if you click this box, no specific format, and then there's all different types of number formats. But there's also a shortcut here, and that's this dollar sign right here. It's what they call the accounting number format, and then it'll put it in terms of money, so it'll have 2 decimal places. And so if we click that, there's our $2. So you can do that for each of these, dollar sign, and then you can also just select all of them and click the dollar sign, and then that will format everything in terms of dollars. So if you want, just to make sure that you've got that memorized there, you can come back in here if you want and change these all back to general. That's where we started. Select dollar sign. General. Adds a dollar sign. Counting format there. Money. Next up, let's go ahead and type in the quantities of these hot dogs that we might have sold. So let's go ahead and sell, let's sell 250 hot dogs. Nachos, very popular, 300 of those. Potatoes, 150. Hamburgers, everybody loves hamburgers. Let's do 365 burgers. Cookies, we'll sell 125 of those. And 75 bags of chips, 50 bags of candy, and 400 drinks. That'd be nice to sell that much at our little concessions here at Tule Lake High School. Solve a few of our money problems that some of our clubs and classes have. Once again, pause the video, get those numbers keyed in, double check, make sure you get the same numbers as me, and then we will move on and calculate the total sales revenue. All right, here we go. Revenue, total sales here for each item. It's always going to be calculated as price times quantity. Price times quantity will equal our revenue. Price times quantity. Always start a formula with the equal sign or a calculation. Equal sign, price times the quantity sold. And there it is, $500. Let's do it for the next one. Price times quantity. So you can either click the check mark or press enter. If you click the check mark, it'll stay within the same cell. If you press the enter key, it'll move to the next cell. Price times quantity, enter. Let's do one more that way, and then we'll do the shortcut. Equals price times quantity. I will click the check mark. And so what we can do here is, because this formula, remember we had our test on Friday on shortcut keys. If we wanted to edit that formula or look at that formula, which key is that? That's right, F2, function 2. If we click that, we can see that B9 and C9. So if we come up to this one and do that, F2, we'll see that it's B8 times C8. And this one, can you predict what it will be? Yes, it is B7 times C7. So it's the same formula, except the row changes each time. So here we're in row 8, and this one, next one's going to be row 9. B9 times C9. So it's got this relationship memorized. This one times this one. This one times this one. So what we could do then to save time is just copy, using this fill handle, copy that all the way down to the rest of these. And it'll automatically create that formula. There it is there. There. See that? So it copied that formula. Once again, I'll do that again. Click on the formula that you want memorized, which was, in this case, B9 times C9, or 2 cells to the left times 1 cell to the right. And we could copy that and save ourselves a little bit of time. Now on mine it was already formatted with dollars, but yours probably looks like that. So you can simply select all those and click the dollar sign. There it is. Next up, percent of sales. Well, before we do that one, what we're going to have to do is format this total sales revenue, because we need to have a total. So, looks like we've got a couple of merged cells again here. So what we need to do is come down to row 17, starting in column B. And so we're going to merge this cell and this cell. That's going to be B17 through C17. So select those. Alignment. And merge cells. And then we'll type in total sales revenue. I'm going to click the check mark, and then we want that aligned on the right side using our alignment tools right there. Let's put a border under our last entry, since we're going to add all of these up, and we'll put our answer right there. Here we go. Equal sign, sum, parenthesis. Select all the values. Put the parenthesis for the right side. And so what this is requesting of Excel is to add the range of D7 through D14. $4,291.25. Now, because we're going to call that a final total, let's go ahead and put a different type of border underneath that. Let's do a double bottom border. Let's see if we can find that here. There it is, bottom double border. And that'll show that that's a final total. Look like that. Percent of sales. Okay. Now, percent is always going to be a part divided by a whole. Let me put a note in here. Insert a comment. You might want to do this. Part divided by the whole amount. Or you could put it like this. Part divided by the whole. Now, in this case, the whole amount is going to be our total sales revenue. That's the whole amount. The part is how each of these components or each of these products contributed to this total sales amount. Here's the part of each one. Here's our hot dogs, nachos, potatoes. Each one of these individually contributed to this total amount. So we want to find out how each of these little totals here compares, the totals for each product compares to the overall total. And so we're going to call that percent of sales. And we're going to do that by calculating the part divided by the whole, or how each one of these compares to this whole amount here. Equal sign. Hot dogs divided by total sales. Equal sign. Don't worry about the way that number looks now. Right now, we'll clean that up here in a minute. Equal sign. Total nacho sales divided by total revenue. Equal sign. Potatoes divided by total sales. So go ahead and pause the video and complete that for the rest of these items. All right, hopefully you have something that looks like this now. And so we need to clean this up a little bit. Way too many decimal places here. And so what we want to do is convert this to a percentage. And real nice shortcut is right there. Percent style. Click that. And then we want to increase the decimal places by 1. And that's right next door here. Increase decimal. So we end up with something that looks like that. And I'm going to go ahead and make sure that at this point I save. I'm going to do, first of all, File, Save As, and give it a name. So you go ahead and give that the name Concession Stand. My name's just a little bit different than yours, but you want to make sure that you save that so we don't lose it. We'll go ahead and stop this portion of the video at this point. Make sure you have it saved, and in the next video we will discuss making a graph of this information.